Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus entered the temple area and proceeded to drive out those who were selling things, saying to them, "It is written, 'My house shall be a house of prayer,' but you have made it into a den of thieves." And every day he was teaching in the temple area. The chief priests, the scribes, and the leaders of the people, meanwhile, were seeking to put him to death, but they could find no way to accomplish their purpose because all the people were hanging on his words. The Gospel of the Lord. My brothers and sisters, my name is Father Salvador Gonzalez. I'm a missionary oblate of Mary Immaculate of the U.S. province, and I greet all of you in the Philippines and beyond. The word that we have today is very powerful, concise but powerful. Let us look at a few things that helped me in my prayer. First thing is that Jesus entered the temple area. You know, it's interesting that in the Gospels, the last time we hear that Jesus was actually in the temple is when he was found there at 12 years old. The rest of the times we hear that he is in the temple area, but never in the temple. And why is this important? And why is this? Why does Jesus get so upset of what's happening in the temple area? So Jesus is so bothered by this that the Gospel actually says that Jesus proceeded to drive out those who were selling things. And the action of driving out is what Jesus does to evil spirits and what he does to Satan. He drives out Satan. So these people who were buying and selling, transactioning in the temple area, were agents of Satan. They were not doing the work of God. But why does Jesus get bothered by this? Jesus reminds them that the temple area is also the house of prayer. It's also a place of encounter. And why is this important? Because the temple area was for the outsiders. It's not in the temple where faithful religious men and women could join. The outer skirts of the temple were for the outcast, for those who were not worthy to enter into the temple. And yet Jesus says they are worthy and their space is sacred. To use the words of Pope Francis, the outskirts, the peripheries are also sacred spaces. They are also places of encounter with God, and we must respect those spaces. What does this mean? That means that when we encounter our brothers and sisters in their workplace, that's a sacred space. In the hospital, that's a sacred space. Maybe they don't even go to church and you find them on a street corner. That's a safe place. That's a sacred place. Maybe it's at school. That's a sacred space because they encounter the Lord. And how do they encounter the Lord? In us, who are the body of Christ. And Jesus says, "You have made it into a den of thieves," meaning they were taking the profits that belong to God for themselves. And my friends, I want to invite you and remind you that the profit of our prayers should be the poor. We should always pray for the poor. We should always pray for those who don't know how to pray, for those who don't know what to pray for, to those who remain speechless many times of the difficulties that they face, and they have no idea how to say or what to say. It's for them that we have to pray. It's for them that the prophets of God and of our prayers should be. The temple should care for the orphan and for the widow, and our prayers today should care for the poor and the outcast. Jesus reminds us that his words are spirit and life. They could not do harm to Jesus because people were hanging on to his words. I invite you to hang on to his words today. I invite you to hang on to the word that is spirit and life. The word that is not only going to bring us life, that is going to also communicate life. It's also going to be life-giving for us and for those that we remember in our prayer. God bless you.